Top 5 Best IPS Gaming Monitor. Number 5. Asus ROG Swift PG279Q. The Asus ROG Swift PG279Q offers a 27-inch screen with a 1920 by 1080 resolution, 144 Hz refresh rate, and a 3 millisecond response time. All at budget pricing too. And yet looking at it, you would never know the difference between it and its premium competitors. Performance. One of the biggest things you'll notice about this Asus monitor is that it has a lower pixel density. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it will cause images to have softer edges. This may bother some and others, not so much. The monitor has a great color quality and accuracy at 99% of the sRGB gamut. So it's perfect for gaming and some multimedia editing tasks that require the greatest of accuracy. One thing that can be bothersome is that the gamma can make the blacks take on a grayish tone, and other colors end up looking a little washed out. This isn't too noticeable except for in extreme circumstances, or you're sensitive to the issue. The backlight does tend to bleed along the edges of the screen, but it's not noticeable until the screen is pitch black. The graphics of this Asus monitor are incredible, to say the least. There's no blurring, no lagging, or screen tearing that can otherwise ruin the gaming experience. In fact, it handles just about everything you can throw at it with hardly needing to calibrate or adjust things. But if things aren't to your liking, it's possible to further tweak things with the overdrive features. FreeSync is included with the ability to go from 40 Hz to 144 Hz easily. Gamers who prefer G-Sync will be pleased since the monitor is compatible here too. Built-in connectivity. The exterior has a matte black finish that won't attract dust or fingerprints, and the stand is sturdy, keeping this monitor stable. The stand allows the monitor to tilt, swivel and pivot with ease. Adjusting the height is easy and can be done in just a few seconds. The Asus ROG Swift PG279Q monitor has a little toggle on the bottom of the monitor that may easily be overlooked. But using the toggle switch and the HOTS, it makes it easier to switch between the pre-configured settings. You'll get a couple of different connection ports. One 1.2 display port. One 1.4 HDMI. One audio jack. One DNI-DL. There is no USB port, so keep that in mind if you have extra accessories that you would like to plug into your monitor. This is one of the few monitors that has built-in speakers, and while they may be alright for normal productivity tasks, the quality will probably make you consider grabbing a better sound system. Things we like. Beautiful budget monitor on a stable and durable stand. Great pic and graphics quality with no blurring, screen sharing or lag. The toggle on HOTS make it easy to adjust the pre-configured settings. Things we don't like. No USB ports and toggle can be hard to miss since the red ring around the toggle doesn't light up like you think it would. Coming in number 4. LG 34UC79GB. The LG 34UC79GB should be a consideration for the most gamer or media enthusiasts. The resolution isn't the greatest, but don't let that put you off of this monitor entirely. LG found a workaround by stuffing as many pixels as they could into this sleek panel and incorporating adaptive sync. Combined with a higher frame rate and a lot of pre-configured options to select from, this makes for crisp images and buttery smooth action from either your movies or video games. Performance. This particular monitor has a 34-inch IPS panel that has a very slight curve to it. The resolution is 2560 by 1080 pixel, which puts it in the middle of the road compared to some other options out there. There are better options out there, but it's still a decent choice if you just need something to hold you through till you can save up for an even better monitor, especially since the response time is 5 milliseconds. LG has your back covered though, because despite these seemingly subpar stats, the frame speed more than overcompensates with 144 Hz refresh rate. This means your graphics and any fast-paced movements on the screen will be crisp and smooth without any lagging, tearing, or blurring. Now, despite being great with displaying images and playing video games, we wouldn't recommend this particular monitor for anyone that needs to do any graphic design work. That's because this IPS panel has a lower brightness level and it tends to produce colors that are on the lower end of the sRGB gamut. One other thing we noticed is that this LG panel is practically flickering free with a WLED backlight. You'll also appreciate the customizable presets that come preloaded on this monitor. There's a couple to choose from: Game, FPS, RTS, Cinema, Reader. One of the best modes that we think most gamers will appreciate is the motion blur reduction mode. This forces the monitor to run at 1 ms, which helps reduce the blurring that can occur when you're playing really fast-paced games, like COD. LG didn't stop there though. They threw in some extra features like dynamic action sync and a crosshair stabilizer. The bottom line? This monitor can handle almost anything you throw at it, so long as you don't intend to go crazy with Photoshop or video editing. Built-in connectivity. One of the first things you'll notice about this monitor is the ever so slight curve this monitor has. It's not too much, and it's not too little. Aside from that, based on appearances alone, this display would look at home in most gaming rooms or offices. The black and red theme isn't too aggressive where it would look awkward in a home office, but instead accents this monitor's clean lines and build. Setting up is a breeze with the one-click stand setup feature, and it comes included with 2 legs, but they can be detached if you want to mount it to a wall. The panel material is matte, which is supposed to help reduce glare in bright rooms. The panel can tilt and the height is adjustable, but it can't pivot or swivel. All of the connectivity ports are lined up on the right side of this monitor, so they're out of the way but organized. The monitor features 3 USB 3 ports, with one of those being capable of charging quick charge compatible devices rapidly, even while gaming. 2 HDMI ports. 1 DisplayLay port. Things we like. The monitor packs a punch at 34 inches and a 21:9 aspect ratio. A sleek appearance that is neither too flashy or bland. FreeSync capable. Pre-configured modes that are ready to use straight out of the box. Adjustable height and tilt. Things we don't like. The response time could be better at 5 ms. The resolution isn't the greatest at 2560 by 1080 pixel. There are better monitors out there for the price. Coming in number 3. LG 27UK650W. Tight pockets create desperate situations, but if you need a new display but can't afford an expensive upgrade, then the LG 27UK650W might be just what you need. Right away you'll notice the beautiful screen, but beauty isn't the only thing this monitor has going for it. Yeah, the performance behind this monitor is right up there with the upper-end 4K monitors, so naturally, we were impressed when we realized this monitor was a multitasker capable of handling gaming and multimedia. All at a decent and affordable price. Performance. This 27-inch monitor packs a punch with a 3840 by 2160 resolution, a 60 Hz refresh rate, and an anti-glare screen. But then, the 5 ms response time rounds everything off nicely. The 99% sRGB means you'll get incredibly vivid colors and contrasts, and with an HDR mode that automatically activates with compatible content, your gaming experience will never be the same. The incredibly lifelike images and graphics just pull you right in. The 9.2 milliseconds means there's no lagging or blurring at all, which can cut into the enjoyment of your gaming experience. For those wondering about the FreeSync, yes, this monitor is FreeSync compatible. It couldn't get any better, right? Built-in connectivity. LG gives you a luxurious feel with its matte finish and sleek lines. Facing forward, the exterior is matte black, while the back of this monitor is matte white. The only thing that puts us off of the appearances of this monitor is it looks almost too fragile to hold up for very long. It's not until it's put together that we realize it's actually quite sturdy. The stand this monitor rests on will allow you to tilt, swivel, or pivot the monitor with ease. But if you're not one for stands, then you can easily mount it, but you'll need to purchase the equipment separately. When it comes to connectivity, you're actually quite limited. You only get one 1.2 display port, 2 HDMI slots. 1 audio jack for headphones and a sound system, which you're going to want since this monitor does not come with built-in speakers. Things we like. A good middle-of-the-road multitasker with beautiful appearances. High-quality graphics with no blurring or screen tearing. Things we don't like. We don't like matte finish, which is prone to scratching and smudgy fingerprints. Limited connection options. Coming in number 2. Alienware new curved 34-inch. The Alienware new curve is featured packed with a 34-inch display, 3440 by 1440 resolution, and at 100 Hz, it's hard to go wrong with this IPS panel. Deep blacks and grays can look washed out, but the motion is buttery smooth, so we can't really complain. Besides, you'll quickly forget about that minor annoyance when you realize this monitor is capable of overclocking to a 120 Hz refresh rate. Combined with an NVIDIA G-Sync and various features which will improve your gaming experience, this isn't a bad setup. Performance. The performance leaves little to be desired, and the slightly curved screen enhances the aesthetic appearance, which also seems to pull the focus of your attention to the screen. It's only then that you notice the beautiful and rich colors that almost seem to jump out at the user. The Alienware boasts a 4 millisecond response time, which eliminates any blurring or screen tearing, making it perfect for favorite fast-paced games. But it also gets a helping hand with the 100 Hz refresh rate. You can adjust things using the on-screen display menu and choose between the 3 modes. Normal, fast, super fast. What about backlight bleeding and the infamous IPS glow? It's barely noticeable, and it rarely happens, if ever. This panel also incorporates 2 important features if you intend to be staring at the screen for long periods of time. Guilty. A flicker-free display. A blue light filter. Without either of these, users often feel exhausted, even after playing for just a few minutes. The aspect ratio isn't a problem either at 21:9, so you can be sure that your gaming experience will be an enjoyable one. Built-in connectivity. Right away, the Alienware 1900R catches eyes with its aggressive appearances. It can pull it off because the entire panel is sturdy with a metal stand and a matte exterior that's easy to keep clean. So you can easily set this monitor up on your desk and not have to worry about it breaking apart or falling over anytime soon. The screen is capable of tilting and swiveling, but if you hate stands, then you can mount it if you purchase the hardware separately. One other special touch is the anti-glare screen, which is useful to prevent glares and reflections from bright lights, or windows that let light in. As for connectivity, this monitor comes with standard with 1 HDMI 1.4 port, 1 1.2 DisplayPort, headphone jack with an audio line out, 4 3.0 USB ports, with one of those having quick charge capabilities. Things we like. Great overall performance. A beautiful but aggressive design that is sturdy. Accurate but beautiful pictures. Things we don't like. May need to be calibrated, and the settings played with to find the best settings that work for you. Connectivity options seem kind of limited. Coming in number 1. Asus ROG Swift PG27UQ. The Asus ROG Swift PG27UQ is currently one of the most in-demand gaming monitors right now. When you take a look at what's behind the screen, is easy to see why this monitor is one of the tops in-demand monitors today. Performance. When playing non-HDR games, you can get up to 4K and 144 Hz, but if you intend to play HDR games, it can be done, but expect some lower quality images and a little bit of a lag. Aside from that, this monitor is right up there with the more expensive competitors. The response time sits at around 4 ms, which will effectively eliminate most blurring, but keep the HDR versus non-HDR use in mind. Backlight bleeding and IPS glow tends to be one of the drawbacks with an IPS monitor. But we don't see an issue with either of these with the Asus ROG Swift PG27UQ monitor. Lastly, the G-Sync HDR keep things running smoothly with no noticeable lagging or screen tearing. Built-in connectivity. With the option to toggle the light projection and let off, you can kind of tone things down a bit, but not by much. The screen has a matte finish with seems to be immune to smudges and fingerprints while also reducing annoying glares. Resting on a stable stand, this monitor is capable of swiveling, pivoting, and tilting. You can even adjust the height if you want or mount it to the wall with the right hardware. For connection options, you get HDMI 2.0 port, 1.4 DisplayPort, 1 headphone jack, 2 3.0 USB slots. Things we like: great ergonomic design, beautiful but accurate color gamut, great response time with low input lag. The design and build feel stable and are definitely eye-catching. Things we don't like: the refresh rate is capped at 98 Hz for HDR 10-bit. Maybe too distracting with the LED lights, but these can be turned off.